Welcome to your everyday flow. This is going to be about 20 minutes, 25 with your Shavasana. This will be lower body focused. So with that being said, if you're feeling sore in your lower body, I want you to just dive into that. Explore your body, explore your practice. If something doesn't feel good, by all means, don't do it. Change the way the shapes look in your body. If you have pillows or blocks, or even some books nearby that will help bring the ground up to you, that may be helpful, especially if you're feeling extra sore. Without further ado, let's start in our tabletop position. So you're going to be on hands and knees. With these shorter flows, we get right into some movement. So I want you to curl your toes under and just start to send your hips back, pushing through your hands, feeling your feet starting to open. Start to kiss your heels together. So almost like you could click them together, feeling maybe through the big toe specifically. And then you're going to walk your hands out nice and long, maybe towards the top of your mat as you reach. Your hips come down. So we're almost in this like plank-like modified push-up position. You're just going to slowly lower all the way to your belly. Take your hands out wide, elbows face the sky. I'm on fingertips. On your inhale, you're just going to roll up and look over your left shoulder, point your toes. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, look up and over your right shoulder. Slowly lower down. Inhale, up and over to the left, feeling your spine. Maybe you feel a big stretch down your right shoulder. Lower down, up and over to the right. Inhale, pause here. Exhale, slowly lower down. Plant through your hands, coming back through your tabletop. Curl your toes under, send your hips back onto your feet, pushing the floor away. One more time like that. Walk your hands out nice and long. Come to this modified push-up position. Hips are low. Slowly lower down. Walk your hands out wide. Inhale lifts you up and over your left shoulder. Point your toes. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up and over to the right. Exhale, slowly lower down. One more each way. Inhale, up and over to the left. Exhale, up and over to the right. Exhale, plant your hands, curl your toes, push up and back, point your toes, curl your toes as you push back onto your heels. On your inhale, come up onto hands and knees, start to find some cat-cows, exploring some movement in your spine. Knowing your spine connects to your hips to your legs, and all of that. One more time, inhale, look up. Exhale, down and round. Come to a neutral spine position, so a flat spine tabletop position. Kick your right leg long. As you step your foot between your hands, runner's lunge, start to play with some movement here. So here, use your blocks, bring the floor up to you, and this hamstring stretch might be a little bit more accessible. Option to straighten the leg as you pull the toes to your face, or just keep the toes pointed towards the floor. Maybe the leg doesn't straighten all the way. From here, inhale the weight into your right foot. You're going to take your left foot off to the right, right hand inside, left arm up. Modified extended side angle is what I call this. If your left hand is just distracting you, take it down to your hip and really think about rolling your shoulder open. Left shoulder rolls up as you look up and over your left shoulder to the sky. Feeling the inner thigh stretch. Again, if you want to add some movement here, go for it. But I want you to find a pause at least for 3 breaths. If the floor feels too far away, by all means, you can take your elbow up to your knee as well. From here, you're just going to come all the way up, almost like this capital letter T position. As you straighten your right leg, toes will face the same where you're facing. Take your hands to the floor. First, find some cat-cows. So you'll feel the position in which your hip feels tighter. For me, it's the cow position. Find the position that feels tighter, and then you're just gonna rock into that. So pushing through your hands forward and backwards. One more time. On your inhale, walk yourself all the way back up. You're gonna slide your knee, bend your knee to 90. The toes are now facing forward as you just twist to left hand down. Straighten the left leg out and twist up and over, right arm up to the sky. Take your right foot and let it face the right side of your mat. And then you can lift your hips up. If you want more, curl the left toes under, straighten the left leg. Keep lifting your hips up high. If you still want more, come on to the pinky toe of the pinky side of your left leg, lifting your hips straight up to the sky. Option to like dip your hips just a little bit, or you can just leave your hips up if that feels pretty tight. On your exhale, everything straightens out. We're in our runner's lunge. Hands are framing your foot. Back leg is straight. Step your feet together, forward fold. Walk your feet 2 fist distance apart. You're gonna grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Palms are facing each other as you pull yourself into this forward fold. Rock the weight towards your toes to get your hips stacked over your heels just a little bit will help open up your hamstrings. Pulling with your biceps to make this stretch a little bit harder. Releasing your toes, inhale, reach and rise, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant your right hand between your big toes, maybe out just a little bit. Left arm up to the sky. Straighten your left leg, bend your right knee. Pull your left hip back if you need a little bit more. Full breath in. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up. Straighten the right leg as you bend the left knee, and you can pull the right hip back towards the back of your mat. One more full breath in. Exhale, forward fold, halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant your hands, step your feet back to high plank. Drop to your knees, keep your toes curled under. Shift back, active child's pose. Try and keep your heels together. Maybe the big toes even come to touch. Notice the stretch in your ankles and your calves. Then rock the weight back into your hands. Send your left foot back. Step it between your hands. Runner's lunge here. Start to keep the momentum if you like it. You can pause in this hamstring stretch. Again, bringing the floor up to you with some blocks is always helpful. Option to bring the toes with you or keep the toes pointed. And then pause in this hamstring stretch. Take a few breaths here. Rocking the weight into your left foot. Take the right foot, swing it to the left. Left hand plants inside your left foot as you bring the right arm up. Again, if this feels tight in your right shoulder, you can bring your hand to your hip or to your low back as you look up and over your right shoulder, feeling the stretch in your left inner thigh. Maybe you feel it in your shoulders as well. And then peel yourself up, capital letter T, as you straighten your left leg. The toes face the same way you're facing. Hands can come down. Find some cat-cows first. So with the left leg extended, find some of your cat-cows. Notice the difference, left versus right, of course. And then find the position that feels tighter. Again, same on this side. I feel tighter in that cow position. And then start to rock your weight in and out of your hands, feeling a little bit more of this inner groin stretch. And then come back to neutral. You're gonna just start to bend your left leg, work your upper body up. Left knee is bent, toes are facing forward. Slowly start to just twist your upper body. Right hand's gonna plant, take the right foot off with you as you bring your left arm up to the sky. And same thing on this side. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, first, let's feel the outer glute stretch. Take the left toes off to the left. If you want more, curl the right toes under, straighten the right leg. If you still want more, come on to the pinky side of your right leg as you lift your hips up to the sky. Option to drop your hips and lift them, or just pause in the hold. One more full breath in. Exhale, hands come down, runner's lunge. Drop down to your back knee. And send your feet, knees together, excuse me. Sit back into this active child's pose. Come to downward facing dog. Pushing the floor away, you want the knees to be bent. Push your chest towards your thighs with the knees bent. Heels can come up way high to the sky. If it feels okay, you can start to lower your heels towards the floor. Pushing the floor away with your hands the whole time. Inhale and lift your right foot high. Bend your knee, open your hip. Keep the weight in your right shoulder. Keep pulling your right shoulder back. Straighten your right leg, send it between your hands, runner's lunge. Take your right hand inside your right foot. Walk yourself over to the left. When you get there, drop your back knee. Option to stay up on your hands. If you want a little more, you can lower down to your elbows. But knowing that where your upper body is in space will determine how you feel this stretch in your hips. Walk yourself back up to your hands. Bring your knees to 90-90. So we're in this low lunge position as you work yourself up. Start to lean forward just a little bit, feeling the stretch in your left hip flexor. You can bring that left arm up if you need a little bit more. And from here, simply bring your hands back down, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left foot high, bend your knee, open your hip. Keep your shoulders square, keep pulling the left shoulder back. Straighten your left leg, step it between your hands, runner's lunge. Walk your left. Once you walk your hands to the side, drop down to your back knee if that feels okay. And then you can come onto your elbows if you need a little bit more. But knowing that where your upper body is will change how you feel this stretch. So to keep your upper body neutral, you will feel different. Walking yourself back up to this neutral position, coming to your low lunge, 90-90 in your knees. Tuck your pelvis under just a touch, start to hinge forward. Right arm can come up to the sky, feeling the right hip flexor stretch. Slowly bring your right hand down, left hand comes down, frame your foot. Send your left foot back, downward facing dog. And then inhaling all the way out to a high plank, slowly lowering all the way down to the floor. Bring your arms to cactus arms. If you have tight shoulders or a tight spine, extend your arms out, capital letter T. If you want a little more, all you got to do is just bend your elbows. Inhale, lift your right foot up. You're going to kick it across your back. Maybe it touches the floor, maybe it doesn't. It does not matter. Option number one, you can feel this stretch in your spine. This is more with the leg. Option number two, especially with the elbow bend, you may feel this more in your chest. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just whatever feels tighter for you today. Exhaling, coming back to center. Plant the left hand, again, capital letter T or bent elbow. Left leg lifts up and over. Exhaling slowly back to center. Straighten your left leg, hug your right heel into your bum. Option to stay on your belly and just hugging your heel to your bum. I want you to start to feel the quad stretch. If you need a little bit more, I want you to roll onto your left side and then really start to hug your heel in a little bit more. Maybe you draw your knee back. So even just actively, like I can pull my knee back towards the camera. And then slowly coming back onto your belly, releasing the right leg, left heel into your bum. Option to stay on your belly or roll onto your right side as you start to draw your knee back behind you. You may feel this more in your hip flexor. You may feel it in the belly of your quad. If you want to change it up, you're going to hold on to your ankles. So walk your hand a little lower and dorsiflex your foot. That will change the entire posture up for you. And slowly come onto your belly, releasing your leg. Just pancake, flip on over to your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Grab the outside edges of your feet for happy baby. So feeling the inner thigh stretch here. You can start to extend one leg and the other. Or simply just hug your knees into your side body. And crossing your right ankle over your left knee. Reclined pigeon. You can keep the knee dropped. You can take one hand between the middle and the other hand around the outside so you can cup the left thigh into your chest as you push the right knee away. My intention for you here is to feel the stretch on the outside of your right hip. So playing with the angle of your shin and your thigh so you can feel the stretch there. Notice your toes. Are you keeping them active? So pulling your toes to your shins will help intensify this stretch for you. And then releasing your arms. Bring your arms out to a capital letter T, keeping the legs. Let your lower body fall to the left to feel a twist in your spine. You may still feel the stretch on the outside of your left hip. That's totally fine and absolutely normal. Your gaze can go off to the right if that feels good. Slowly come back to center. Release the bind. Hug your knees into your chest. And cross your left ankle on top of the right knee. Again, optionally the right foot down. You can take the left hand in this new figure 4 position, the right hand around the outside of your right leg, keeping your feet active as you push the left knee away from your face. And slowly releasing your leg, keeping the legs as they are, arms out, capital letter T. Let your lower body fall to the left, your gaze to the right. Slowly hugging everything back into center. Hug your knees into your chest. And bring your feet up to the sky for an inversion. If your hamstrings are tight, option to take a strap or a shirt towel over your feet to offer support. And slowly start to hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Let everything go long onto your mat with your palms up to receive, or if you feel like you need to ground down a little, just bring your palms to the ground and feel the floor beneath you. Regardless of where you choose to settle, know that you can't choose wrong. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Bringing your awareness to the inhales, counting the breaths in for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2. Pause at the top. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale for 5, 3, 2. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep breathing for 5. Exhale for 6. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Circle your ankles and your wrists. Allow your knees into your chest, come to lie on your right side. When you're ready, push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Your hands at your heart and your eyes to close. Take a full breath in together. Open mouth, sigh it out. And the light, the love, the teacher in me sees, honors, loves, and respects the light, the love, and the teacher in each of you. Together we bow. Namaste.